All right, Shalom. All right, so we back. We're gonna go to chapter 19 now. All right, so now Yahushua is about to get into Jericho. Mhm. And Gabar, if you don't mind, we're getting the feedback. If you could put it on mute, and then whenever you're getting ready to speak, you can unmute it. All right, Tawada. All right, so Luke 19, verse 1. And Yahushua entered and passed through Jericho. So he's passing through Jericho. He's not staying. He just, he's passing through. And behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans, and he was rich. And he sought to see Yahushua, who he was. So he wanted to find out who Yahushua was. And could not for the press because not for the press, because he was little of stature. He was not a big man. He was not a tall man. He was a little man. Right? And he ran before and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way. So he set himself up to go up to a sycamore tree because he was little. So he knew Yahusha had to pass through that way. Yeah, he climbed up the tree so he can make it easy for him to see Yahusha. Because he was curious to see who Yahusha was that they were talking about. But so many people, it was not easy for him to see because he was not a big man, right? And when Yahushua came to the place, when Yahushua came to Jericho, passing through, he looked up and saw him and said unto him, Zacchaeus, make haste, hurry up, right? Hurry up and come down. For today I must abide at thy house. Wow. Here this man, he's a rich man. He's a publican. He was the chief of the publican. He wanted to see what Yahushua looked like that they've been talking about. So he climbed up the tree, and Yahushua looked up and saw him. Yahushua called him, yeah, listen, calm down, because I'm staying at your house tonight. Right? Yeah, he says, I will abide. He's gonna stay by his house. Yeah, for today I must abide at thy house. So he's gonna be a guest at his house. And he made haste and came down and received him joyfully. So he made haste, right? He came off the tree and he gladly received Yahushua. And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying that he was gone to be guest with a man that is a sinner. Wow. So when they saw what happened, they were complaining. They said, how Yahushua gonna go and be a guest at a sinner's house? This guy's a sinner. He's gonna be as a sinner. Why he gotta go to a sinner's house? Right? Verse 8 now. 19 and 8. But before we go to past 19 and 8, let's go to Exodus. Exodus 22 and 1. Yeah, 22 and 1. I'm gonna read the whole Exodus 22 and 1. I'm gonna read verse 8 and look, and then just that we're gonna go back to it. All right, so let me read verse 8 and Luke 19 and then whole Exodus 22 and 1. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, behold, Lord, the half of my good I gave to the poor. And if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. And yet, and now let's go to verse Exodus 22 and 1. Okay.
Exodus 22 and 1. He said, if a man comes to a house or a sheep and kill it, or something, that he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep.
All right. So that's exactly this man applied this law right there. Okay. Okay. So he made sure that he told Yahushua, and Yahushua already knew, but he told Yahushua, behold, Lord, the half of my good I give to the poor, which is not something that people would do, right? Not most people who have possession would distribute their possession to the poor. But this man right here, he distribute half of his possession to the poor. And then on top of that, it says, and if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. All right. So he made sure he paid back fourfold. I paid him back with interest. Verse 9. Right. And Yahushua said unto him, this day is salvation come to this house, for so much as he also is a son of Abraham. It's, in verse, it says, for so as much as he also a son of Abraham. Verse 9, 19 and 9. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. Okay. So when the people murmured among themselves, why this man went in the house of a sinner, Yahushua came to restore the sinners.
Yes, he did. He gave them straight and told them about God.
Right.
And they didn't want to follow him.
All right. So now, verse 11. And as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the King of God should immediately appear.
Right.
So now he's going to give them a parable about the kingdom, about the king of Israel, right? Because, you know, they wanted him to become king right down in there. But he's going to give a parable. Verse 12 now. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom. And to return. Right, I'll read it again. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom, and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in the napkin. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest of that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou did not sow. And he said unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knowest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore, then giveth not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required mine own with usury. And he said unto them that stood by, take from him the pound, and give it to him that hath 10 pounds. And they said unto him, Lord, he hath 10 pounds. For I say unto you, that unto every one which have shall be given, and from him that have not, even that he have shall be taken away from him. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So now, breakdown.
First of all, you talking about Jesus going in there to change them, not to change them, show them the Father God. And right now, us four, we in here. I ain't listening to what you saying. I was over there helping my buddy out. But, we're coming this way, like we said, believe.
All right, so hold on a second. Since you have admit that you weren't listening, let somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, now.
Deuteronomy 32 and 2.
There you go. Okay. Wait a minute, who you said?
Deuteronomy 32 and 2.
32 and 2. Bam, got it.
It says, my doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as a shower upon the grass.
Okay, you want to say something about that, young man?
Right. So
it's gonna have to grow. So what those other men did, they came back with something, to make it grow. I mean, once rain comes down, once rain comes down, right, on the grass, it's gonna grow. So those other men that did the work, and they did grow. So the other man did not grow. He did not grow with what he had. It was given, but he didn't use it for anything. He didn't use his talents for any kind of growth. So that he just hit it and give it back to him. So most that word is gonna go out there. It's gonna build.
anybody else want to make a comment on that?
Yeah, so right now.
Anybody else want to say anything about the parable?
One more thing. He knew that he was an austere man. He knew because you got certain things that people out there, just say, he knew how he had to come back to deliver something to his master, not just come out empty like that. Come back empty because he knew he was an austere man. Just like how in the world,
Yes,
you got certain people that, for example, wicked drug dealers and so on and so forth. They go out there and they get people out there to go selling everything. I know that he's an austere man. He might even chop off a finger or whatever, so on and so forth. You can understand, come back and just give back like that. You have to go and produce, which is worthy that you have to produce.
Right. You can produce something. You have to produce.
Yeah.
And then you
Can't be lazy. You can't be lazy and don't do anything with it.
It's like you pack.
man, come on, you say that's too small.
So, because the thing about it is, as we embodied the whole parable, and starting from verse 12, that nobleman left to go to a far country to receive a kingdom, right? So he was gonna be the ruler of that kingdom. When he got there, what happened?
Busy doing. He's doing the work.
What is it? So he went there to become their king. They hated him, and then what happened? Well, you're helping himself. You're not helping yourself, because when they ask the question, you cannot answer. So it's like, you can't help a drowning man while you're drowning yourself. So it's not good. Got to make sure you're good, and then you help your man. Right? So, how Yakuza? So when they hit on him, what happened?
It came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, he still received the kingdom. That he commanded the servants to be called unto him to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. He came to the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained the 10 pounds. And this one right here says, and he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. They hated him, so the townspeople hated him, but Yahushua says since he was so faithful, he still had to reign over the 10 cities. That it was like, were you asking what the people did to him, or what the whole total outcome of what he was reigning over the town?
Like the entire lessons from that parable right there. All right, so he went to that city to require that city. When he got there to the city that he went, they hated him. Right? It's the thing is, Yahushua left. Right? So he called the disciples. I mean, he called the 10 servant. The nobleman called the 10 servant and give him the talents. Right? But you don't know when he's coming back. So as soon as he give you the talent, you got to put it to use. When he got there, they hated him, so he had to return right back, unexpectedly, right? To go back to the city where he ruled. So now, since they did not know when he was gonna come back, and he came back, now when he called them, they're gonna have to give him a report of what they have done. So when they came back and give the report, those that he gave 10 talent, put it to work, bring back 10 more. Those that he gave 5, bring back 5 more on top of it. And those that he gave less, right? He did not do anything with it. He pretty much hid it in a napkin. So now check this out. How come he took who has 10 and add 10 more to it, and then took it from what don't have? Isn't that unfair? He was productive. That's not unfair. I was being productive. Like they say, people who are failing most likely gonna continue to fail. People who succeeding most likely gonna continue to succeed. Why? Because they developed a habit of succeeding. And people who are failing develop the habit of failing. That's why sometimes somebody touch something, they say, man, this guy, everything he touches gold. Right? Because he has developed that habit of succeeding. So he has all the attribute and all the qualities, that make him succeed at this particular trait that he's doing. All right. So that's why they give him more, because they'll be more productive, right? With more. So they give him 10 more cities to rule. And they give 5 more cities to those that have 5, and they took away from that, even that which he had. Okay. The same thing with us. The Most High bless us with a talent, with the ability to do certain things. If you don't do it, you don't use it, you lose it. Right? We always saying those kind of cliche, right? Use it or lose it. If you keep your arm like this, for a long period of time, it's gonna stay like this. Right? If you don't move your arm, right, and keep moving it, it's gonna get stiff. So anything we have to exercise it. Otherwise, we're gonna lose it. Okay? So this is the essence of this right here. So the same way Yahushua left, he's gonna bring patak. All right. So with that, that's the essence of this parable right there, right? So now let's compare it to the kingdom. Yahushua left, and we have people here with talent to spread the word. Some he gives some talents to teach. Some he gives some talent of charity. Some he give all kinds of talents, right? Make sure we use it. If we don't use it, don't be surprised what we used to do, we find out we can't do it anymore. If we don't exercise it, it's gone. What happened is it get transferred to somebody else who was doing better with it. All right. So that's what's going on. And that's what's going on. And we gotta be mindful of that.
Yesterday, you see this church right here, born in Harlem? It's called Checkers. See that big church next door? Well, I've been in there lots of times. They come to the neighborhood and give you flyers, right? So she came here. She said, I want you to come to my church tomorrow so we can anoint you. I said, y'all gonna talk about the 12 tribes of Israel? Oh, no, we don't talk about that. I said, stop, still, old man, do it. He said, wow. I said, yeah. Ma'am, if you're gonna preach the word of God, just like him across the street, 12 tribes of Israel, I said, man, you know what the new moon is every month? I never heard of that in my life. The husband get classes. Sunday, like tomorrow, this one is going to be tomorrow. They're going to be out there having church inside. But you're not teaching the word of God now. I asked him about the 12 tribes of Israel. We ain't going to talk about that. Right. I said, you from the tribe of Ephraim. He said, you should be a pastor. I said, right out here yesterday was pastor. I'm not pastor. Bill, Mr. Bill. Right. You want to know that? Right. So you want to read it? No, what's up,
Luke 8 and 12.
Wait a minute. Luke 8 and 12.
Luke 8 and 12 says, those by the wayside are they that hear, then cometh the devil and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved.
Right. And where the devil came and took it? Out of what?
Of their hearts.
And where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Out of their mind. So usually we got to look at right here. Here. Right. That's what we got to look at first. We got to look at that first. Because when the word is sown in your mind, spiritual Satan gonna come and speak on your head and tell you that's not how it should be, right? It's gonna move it away. Sometimes we shouldn't pay too much attention on the enemy outside, because the enemy outside will not be able to get in if we don't let him. So Esau can easily be spotted out. Can easily be spotted out, right? You know what's hard to be spotted out? Us. The enemy in our head. So before we pay attention to Esau, pay attention to the enemy that's coming in our head. Coming for our head. That's why the Most High urge us to put on the helmet to protect. Well, when you go to the football or when you ride a bike, right? Why you gotta put the helmet on? To protect the head. To protect the head, because they're always coming for the head. But a lot of us over the years, we've been focused on the enemy outside, Esau. You can easily see Esau. Esau can just come to your house just like that. But the other enemy can come in with even the door's not open. Your physical house door is not open. It's right here in your bed, in your head. Right down in there. So that's the enemy that got to be guarded against. All right. So to go back to what we just read in Luke 19, we got to watch out because we don't know when Yahushua's coming. And use the talent that we have, right, to continue build, right, on what the Most High give us. So let's read on. Now we at verse 24. And he said unto them, that good that stood by, take from him the pound, and give it to that give him that have 10 pounds. Okay. And they said unto him, Lord, he have 10 pounds. For I say unto you that unto everyone which have shall be given, and from him that have not, even that he have shall be taken away from him. But those my enemies which would not that I should reign over them, 27, but those my enemies which would not that I would reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. And when he have thus spoken, he went before, ascending up to Jerusalem. So he kept moving forward in the mission. And it came to pass, when he was come nigh to Bethphage in Bethany, at the mount called the Mount Olives, he sent two of his disciples, saying, Go ye into the village over against you, in the which at your entering ye shall find a colt tied, whereon yet never man sat. Loose him and bring him hither. And if any man ask you, Why do ye loose him? Thus shall ye say unto him, Because the Lord hath need of him. And they that were sent went their way and found even as he had said unto them. And as they were loosing the colt, the owner thereof said unto them, Why loose ye the colt? And they said, The Lord have need of him. And they brought him to Yahushua, and they cast their garment upon the colt, and they set Yahushua thereon. All right. So now let's go to Mark. 9 and verse 32.
I'm gonna show him a glass over. But they understood. He told me y'all can use my phone. That's a problem.
Hold on. I think I got the wrong one.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. We got to talk about it.
32.
I got to see me going.
Hold on. Just get Mark 11.
11.
No. Mark 11, verse 1. 1 to 10.
One to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 to 10. So you want to read this one?
I'm going to read this real fast. Mark 11, verse 1. And when they came nigh to Jerusalem unto Bethphage and Bethany of the Mount Olive, he sent forth 2 of his disciples and said unto them, Go your way into the village over against you, and as soon as ye enter into it, ye shall find a colt tied, whereon never man sat. Loose him and bring him. And if any man say unto you, Why do ye this? Say he that the Lord have need of him, and straightway he will send him hither. And they went their way and found the colt tied by the door without in a place where 2 ways met, and they loosed him. And certain of them that stood there said unto them, What do ye loose? Loosing the colt. And they said unto them, Even as Yahushua had commanded, and they let him go. And they brought the colt to Yahushua. They got a yeah, man. And they brought the colt to Yahushua, and cast their garments on him. And he sat upon him, and many spread their garments in the way, and others cut down branch of the trees and straw them in the way. And they that went before, and they that follow, crieth, saying, Hosanna, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Blessed be the kingdom of our fathers David, that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. All right. So same scenario we read in Mark, we also read in Luke. Okay. Right. Right. And then you can find instances where one give more details than the other. Okay. Right. Blessed is he that come in the name of the highest. Or blessed he, blessed be the kingdom of our fathers David, that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. It's a song of joy that they singing to welcome Yahushua. Okay? All right, so back to Luke. Mm-hmm. We already read 34, 35. We read 36. All right, so 39. And some of the Pharisees from among the multitude said unto him, Master, rebuke thy disciples. And he answered and said unto them, I'll tell you that if this should hold their peace, the stones would immediately cry out. So what that means?
I want to know, I guess, was that a statement?
As a statement, but you know he's speaking parable,
Okay.
so now what that means.
Okay, all right, I got it.
Because the Pharisee went and tell, because what happened right now, they pretty much singing, and you know the Pharisees, they don't like that. They don't like that. They think Yahushua's coming to take their spot.
Right. That's no reason why they got rid of them. It's like, you know, as I've been reading the Bible, that's our people. That's how we are right now today. You see somebody about to do something, and the person was Jesus, I mean, Yahweh. I'm trying to stop saying that. You see, Yahweh doing, and people get jealous.
Because what happened is, it's a lot of joy, a lot of noise going on here. They got offended. The Pharisees got offended.
Right.
They got offended. So now they say, yo, tell those disciples to calm down, man. Said, if thou, it says, I tell you that. I'm going to tell you this. That's Yahweh. I said, I'm going to tell you this. If this should hold their peace, like speaking of the disciples, the stones would immediately cry out. So what that means?
That's a statement. We also have a statement.
Meaning, what God intended to happen, gonna happen. All right? Even if they were to stop him, even the stone will just take their place and start crying out. Nothing could stop it. Even, for example, if we gotta teach, we decide for some reason we don't want to teach, the Most High said he can make the rock worship him. So it's not even about us. We gotta be glad that we're doing this, because if we don't want to do it, we are replaceable. We are replaceable. We matter, but we're replaceable. Every single one of us matter. Every single one of us. And that's the proven case. If we weren't matter, none of us would be here. The fact that we exist, we're here, we matter. We matter. But if we think that we make too much of a difference, the Most I can get rid of us right down in there. So don't think that we're too important. When we're doing the Most High's work, don't think that we are too important. The Most High can get rid of us when we start thinking that we up there.
No, I said the Most High really it's so powerful, like how Jeremiah 23 and 29.
Okay, 23, 29.
Yes, says Jeremiah 23, 29. Is not my word like as a fire, said the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. So it's like a fire. When you see a fire, it just blazes, it destroys things. You know, it's so powerful and everything.
Right. And Yahushua, at that point, he's in the midst of the heat right now that's happening, because now he see that, man, what the Most High told him was to happen, he's in the midst of it and he's moving forward. Can nobody stop it? He said even if those melt, the rock will start crying. So there's no stopping it. Right? You are gonna say something.
It's not the 2/3 because the other day, me and my buddies up the street right here, and my man John to come up here because he's into the Bible too. He want to come here. I said, when you come. He said, let me ask you about the 2/3. I said, listen. He said Isaiah 45:17. And say all Israel gonna be saved. He said, what about if you do something real bad? And well, I guess you're going to lake of fire, you gotta repent and all that little nice stuff right there. He said, who the 1/3? That's the 1/3 he's gonna take with him. He said, well, who the 144? I said, that's the other people, but they part of that group right there because I showed it to him in the Bible like 6 months ago. So he's home reading it. And he said, so the 144, remember I was saying talking about this before? Because his other buddies now, slowly, the guys who hang right down that drink,
Right.
he asked me Tuesday, Wednesday. He said, if 144,000 gone, and 1/3, I said, yeah, am I right around? Right, that's gonna be over time. Then it's gonna be 1/3, right? Right. He said, what about the 2/3? I said, 2/3 will be down. Wherever the lake of fire, hell will be there. Come on, that's why
There is one host
I
and
said,
3 participants. And
they gonna be in the lake of fire. He said, like pedophiles, murder, rapists, killers, and everybody else gonna go that route. He said, all right, turn around and walk away. I seen him yesterday, early, before I ran to the top. And he pulled it up. He said, man, that's scary. I'm like, yeah.
All right, go on. So let's catch back on
After class.
right. So we're gonna go to verse 40. 41. It says, and when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept. He beheld the city and wept over it. Right? He wept over it. That's verse 41, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out why he was crying. Saying, if thou hadst known, even thou, at least in this day, the thing which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. Right?
What he's trying to tell them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They got their mind, I got my mind made up. They got their mind made up to do what they want to do. And the people would know, they talk trash, for all that water came. Oh, Lord. Hey, y'all open this door, man. For real. That was a scene right there.
What happened is he felt indignation because he saw a lot. He see everything. It's like he see everything right in front of him, but the people are blinded. They cannot see it. The things are hidden in front of them. So that's something that would make you, right, feel some type of way. And the Most High created all of this. So he's seeing things that the people cannot see, cannot understand. So at that point right there, he felt, sorrowful for the people, because only if they can see what's happening right now and why what's happening right now is happening for their own good in the future, but they cannot see it. You know, sometimes you're trying to explain something to somebody, not so much they hard-headed, they willing to listen to you, they willing to learn, but they just can't get it. And you trying to break your heart, trying to break your head, try to explain it to them, they still cannot see it. You feel some type of way because you want them to see it, but they cannot see it. But you know what happened? You did not write the game. The game is written like that. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to follow the protocol. Right. Right.
I mean, how you get a scholarship? I said, Bell Nautical. And it was cracking up.
It says, if you could know, if thou had known, even thou, at least in this day, if you could see us right now, right? The thing which belongs unto thy peace, what's doing, you know, what's gonna happen to you in that peace, the things that are doing right now, they are doing for your peace, right? But now they are hid from thine eyes. For the day shall come upon thee that thine enemy shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee around and keep thee in one every side. Check this out, right? He see what's gonna happen to them. He feels sorrowful for them, but what's happening to them is gonna be for their peace, right? But at the same time, you grieve for them of what they're gonna be going through, and they cannot even see it. Right, right. He saw when he passed the city, he see the city. If he knew that the city is gonna be ransacked, that city gonna be destroyed, and he can see it, he can understand it. That's gonna happen, and they cannot see it. Even right now, what's happening right now in the city? That city is being ravished by strangers right before our face. There's nothing we can do about it. As a matter of fact, we don't even consider that city as our city anymore. It's long gone from our memory. We're just starting to come back now to know that Jerusalem is the motherland. After that, we get misdirected to Africa. They make us look towards Africa.
And also the Native American, said the Native American came from the Bering Straits. So they looked towards Asia or something.
Right. Misdirection. So they're gonna keep us on every side unstable. Mm-hmm.
Which is the mother of us all, not Africa. And I told my man right here down the street with my phone, and I told him that we are not African. He said, "How you know that?" I went straight to Exodus. Okay, I'm gonna go to Exodus chapter 11. Is that right there, young man? Exodus 11:7. It says, "But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know." It said, "That ye may know how that the Lord does put a difference." I said, you know what the word different means? Like left and right, up and down, white and black. He put a difference between the Egyptians who are in Africa and Israel who's in Jerusalem. Okay, bro, we ain't no African Americans. Right. We are Hebrew Israelites of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
Shalom.
Okay.
Isaiah 29:11.
Hold on, Isaiah 29:11. Hit it.
Got it?
Got it.
Isaiah 29:11. And the vision of all is become as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, "Read this, I pray thee." And he said, "I cannot, for it is sealed."
Right.
book is that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precept of men.
So the thing is, at that point we were like babies, right? The book is open in front of us, but we don't know what it's saying. We see it, but we cannot read it to understand it, right? But Yahushua, he was already 10 step ahead, 20, 100 step ahead. He can read it and read and see everything. I'm talking about like read it, and it's like everything that he see in front of him, he can read it. But us being babies, we don't understand, but it's right there in front of us. But he could not speed up our time because we have to go through our process. When we start learning, then we're gonna read it. Now we're gonna understand it. Now we're reading it, we understand it, but it takes time, right? It takes time, right? Back then, they could not get it because they were like babies just learning to read, so they could not understand it. So it was like something that's hidden. It's not like the Most High hide it from us. It's just like it was there, but the time for us to know how to read, to understand it, it's not yet come. We had to grow, right? So now we grown, and now we reading it right now. We're like, man, okay, now I understand. Now I see it. 70 AD happened. Our people went into captivity. They took over, Jerusalem. Now I see it. Now I understand it, right? Because now we can read. But Yahushua had already seen all these things about was about to happen. So let's go to Deuteronomy 32 in verse 29. Mm-hmm. Deuteronomy 32, 29. We should start off 28, 29. Mm-hmm. 32, 28 to 29. All right, so let me read that. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 28. For they are a nation. What nation is that? For they. Who are they? Huh? Huh? Israel. Okay. It says, or they are a nation void of counsel. Neither is there any understanding in them. We void of counsel, neither have any understanding in us. That reflects us out there. Right? Who's gonna counsel us? Is Esau? Are we waiting for Esau to come and counsel us?
No.
We void of counsel, meaning we void of counsel. So now if we starting to come back, right now, if we starting to come back, the counsel gotta come from us. We gotta be the counselors. So when we are Israelite, we know that we are the chosen one, and we're sitting here reading the Bible, keeping the Sabbath service, know that we have a responsibility. Right? The same thing we were talking about the talents. Every time we come here, we learn, we got to pass it down. We become the counselors now because we void of counsel. So who's gonna be our counsel? We're gonna wait for Esau to put it on YouTube for us. That the so-called black man is the Israelite. Is gonna counsel us. So listen, black man, you are the Israelite. You are God chosen people. And then we are the enemies. We have been doing this to you, and you don't understand it, right? So we gotta go out there, learn this, and then be the teachers. Right? Be the teachers, right? Teach the flock. Teach the flock. Because we can't wait for Esau to do it. For Esau, he's blocking us. Esau is not putting us on CNBC. You know how you see, right? These type of things, we don't expect Esau to do it. They're not putting us on CNBC. They blocking us and they're not giving us any news. What do you expect Esau to give you airplay?
Everybody on TV but us.
So we expect Esau to give us play, to come in and say that we are Israelite and he's the enemy on his TV station. Because the thing is, we gotta wake up, man. We gotta wake up, take responsibility. Stop being in a victim mentality, right? We in a victim mentality too. We've been in a victim mentality for too long. Like we're waiting for the victor to be good to us. It's not gonna happen. See, know that you're Israelite. You got a more job to do to keep you down to not knowing that you are Israelite, or keep throw jobs at your knowledge. That's one thing when we get into the victim mentality. Because victim continue to suffer. Right? When we're in a victim mentality, we're gonna continue to suffer. Because if you're a victim, you're powerless. Right? That's what you can do because you're a victim. Because we gotta wait for the person that's persecuting you to change. And he's not gonna change. So it's gotta be in-house. It gotta be in us to be the teachers, right? To teach our own people, what we gotta do. You know what I mean? We complain too much, man.
My kids who live in Lancaster, PA, my daughter said, "Daddy, you right, and I ain't right, the Lord right." And I said verses 2 out of the Bible over to read Sabbath, who 52nd Street. The verse is yours, Shema, Nabi, Ben. Started sending them verses. Read out the Bible, you'll read for yourself. Now she's 23 years old. She's a little girl now. And living out Lancaster with them Esau people. He said, "I see why you like you." No. Have to protect yourself. By Aisha, I got 3 girls out there, the son.
I'm gonna tell you one thing, right?
Tell me one thing.
Unless we start taking responsibility for our own action, be accountable for keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? It's gonna happen because nobody can stop the prophecy from happening. Yahushua will come, but we're gonna get there in pain, and a lot of pain, right? We're gonna get there in a lot of pain. So you rather get there in pain or in ease? You know what I mean? It's better to get there in ease your way up, right? Take responsibility, do what we gotta do, and get there. Because the heck with Esau and the other nation, they're not gonna do it. Don't wait, don't think that they're not gonna do it. And if I was on the other side, I would not have done it. Because I gotta look out for my people. So we gotta look out for our people. You see what I'm saying? So we can't look for Esau to do anything for us, and they will not do anything for us. Right. And the thing is, if we pay attention to Esau too much, we're wasting time. Because the reason why Esau, right, his kingdom, even racism that they doing. If it wasn't for racism, Esau would not have any effect. So God's gotta keep playing on the news to give them attention. Focus on us, what we gotta do for ourselves. Verse 44.
All right, there we go.
I'll tell you, man, Esau don't have power like we want to believe that he got power. I mean, we already know that. We know that from the scriptures, right? The Most High give power to the wicked, right? To show Israel, right, what he can do. So as much as you think Esau got power and you believe it, is you in delusion. As an Israelite, you in delusion.
Job 18, verse 13.
Oh, wait, what's saying? Job who?
See, because of his white now, all of that stuff.
So-called white,
He's having,
right?
He's having, right?
Good job.
Because he get more, more personal. White. Job 18 and 13.
Just a second. Let me try it again.
Job 18 and 13. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. So although he's getting strength because he's so-called white, and they get certain perks and they get certain positions and so on and so forth, also they're gonna destroy that.
Right. Because we make up new words.
Right. And I say that, you know why I say this? I like to say it because sometimes even as Israelite was waking up to the truth, we pay too much attention to Esau, man. Too much energy is being wasted on Esau, man. Too much. Too much. For years we waste time on Esau. Right there, I understand for a time from the beginning, we had to point him out so people know who the evil is. But it come a point where a lot of us come in, we gotta come together and do things that's benefiting us.
True. We know that. Today, I can bring it in, but when my man put his hand up, football player, that opened a whole can, let him know that ain't for us. That ain't our song.
Right. And keep in mind, even when Yahusha teaching, you don't see Yahusha pay too much attention to other people in other nations.
No.
Right? He mentioned enemies here, enemies there, but he keeps teaching his people. The kingdom of God is coming for you. There's time that you see the teaching is gearing towards Israel. Even when he sent the disciples on the mission, he said, go not into the way of the Gentile, any city of the Samaritan, enter he not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Keep teaching Israel.
And they know it.
Right.
They know. Esau know.
The Catholics know.
Obadiah 16.
Obadiah 16.
It says, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Ye, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be though they had not been. That's just what it's, they know, they know who they are.
You should read 18.
They used us to shine.
Right.
And to be so worried about them, they put, the picture of Yahushua up to make the picture like, they up.
Right.
And got our whole nation thinking they up.
Right.
But to us, we know who they are.
Right.
You know, you drunk from our people.
Right.
Drunk.
Right. They build the industry off of our back. Right. They build all the industries off our back. They build their companies, right? Their record companies off our back.
Yeah.
The hip hop industry is
yeah.
they own all that
Own it.
off our back. You know what I mean? RCA record, Sony records,
Yeah.
right? All the artists that's portraying on TV selling records that's their company,
Yeah.
but it's not. We just getting crumbs.
It was.
Right,
You know, basketball,
Right.
football,
right, right.
and physically go out of business.
So we see that we got to focus on teaching the word and applying it to benefit us. And don't look for Esau to do anything for us, because he's not gonna do it. And we shouldn't look for him. We should look up on the Most High. If we find roadblock and whatever we're gonna do, we gotta call up on the Most High. Call up on him. Like if he don't do anything, we can't move forward. Right? Y'all can on.
Romans 10 and 19. Romans 10 and 19 says, I say, did not Israel know? First Moses said, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people,
Right,
and by a foolish nation
right,
I will anger you.
right, right, right. By a foolish people, a people that are no people, right? Look unto the Most High when we being angered by those people. So let's finish up. Verse 44 says, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation. Because the thing is, we gonna get when we get attacked, that's what Yahusha is saying. There will be no mercy. They're gonna make sure that every single one of us go into captivity. Why? Because we won't know when that time is coming. Because we will not be prepared. Right? Now that happens already. Verse 45. And he went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold therein, and them that bought, saying unto them, it is written, my house is the house of prayer, but ye made it a den of thieves. And he taught daily in the temple. But he taught daily in the temple. But the chief priests and the scribes and the chief of the people sought to destroy him, and could not find what they might do, for all the people to hear him. So people were paying close attention to him. Not them. So they were plotting to kill him, because as he taught daily in the temple, they got not much attention. And when he was speaking, people pay attention to him because they can relate to what he's talking about. You know what I mean? So he come down to the people's understanding. He come down to their, to their way of life, how they speak, right? He was not trying to confuse them with words they could not understand, right? It's like they do it today in the churches or on TV. They use big words. So now you need somebody to break it down for you. You could be sitting in the TV for an hour. You don't know what the heck they're talking about. Why? Because they pretty much confuse you, right, to not know what they're talking about. But Yahusha, he become as the weak, just like Paul. Right? So as we continue to read, continue to enlighten our people, continue to serve the Most High, continue to continue the battle, because it's an ever-ending battle. My ever-ending battle. And again, we emphasize this. The enemy that you find in your path every single day,
Yeah.
no matter where you go, no matter what country you visit, no matter if you move from Broad Street to West Philly, you move from Philly to New York, from New York to LA, from LA to Florida, from one corner of the earth to the other corner of the earth, there's one enemy you will never be able to escape. That's you. Meaning the enemy that's in your head that you wake up with every day.
I got him up here.
Yeah. That enemy, no matter what, you cannot escape that enemy. And that's the spiritual Satan that's gonna be coming in your head every day. So that's the fight. Esau, that's you can easily spot him. Not the enemy that's in your head. All right, so you wake up with it every day. So be mindful, put your helmet on, and read the scriptures. That's why when we started, they said pray without ceasing. That's why they said pray without ceasing. Because that enemy is with you every day, every second, every hour of the day. He's there. That's why you got to pray without ceasing. Non-stop, because that enemy is right there. You in your home, it's right there. You in a shower, you right there. You right there. You got to pick up this food right there. You got to make sure you pick up the right food, not the wrong food. He's right there. You know what I mean? You're right there. You know what I mean? You're going to come to the Sabbath service and, man, why should I come to the Sabbath service? It's right there. Why should I even bother to come to the Sabbath service? Every week, man, it's the same thing. You know, now y'all talking in my head. Y'all none for quiet talking. They talking the same nonsense every. Why should I go? Yeah, right there. That's him telling you right there. You wake up with him every day. So that's the one that you got to be mindful of. Once you get that out of control, Esau is easily spotted. The other nation easily spotted because you can see him. Esau cannot just walk in here like that. Right? We can easily say, hey, we don't accept Esau here. Right? That's easy. The one that's in your head right now, you can't get rid of him because he's here. The only way you get rid of him is stay in the Most High, pray without ceasing, and keep the law, statute, and commandment, and then the Most High will direct your step and direct your decision in your choice, in your choices. All right, y'all come on.
Yeah, even verse 47 saying since he was teaching, right?
Uh-huh.
And he didn't come up in their ranks. Right? They didn't teach him.
Right.
Right. So John 7:15.
Right.
Says, and the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned.
Right.
Never learned through them.
Right.
For them to say, yeah, we taught him. Right. He learned on this scribes and Pharisees and everything like that.
Right.
He just came up and started teaching, and people started to follow him. He didn't come through them. Right.
So they could not comprehend that. So they had to battle their own enemy in their own head, thinking that Yahushua was the enemy, when in fact Yahushua is doing something good for his people. Right? All right, so with that, we're gonna say what are we reading for next Sabbath service? Judith 4 and 5 is the next Sabbath reading. All right, so right? So stay alert. All right, so stay alert. Have a good week ahead. Use wisdom of the scriptures, apply them. And we're going to continue move forward in the knowledge of the Most High. Stay tuned for the closing prayer. I know. Barak Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Asherah Natananawa Parya Gapan Tuara Aman, La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Af Yasha'al. English translation. Bless are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that give to us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it. To Yahweh in the name of Yahushai with Israel. I mad upon you, are you watching them? Same face, ending prayer, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Abakushai, Shemai, Lanawa, Aitha, Yamyan, Aitha, Shalak, Maika Allah, Walalahayim, Tazawadakim, Shemo Aya, Barak, Murpa, Magun, Wakaziak, Banya, Yasha Allah, Ashalak, Lanawa, Rabiam, Kakama, Rabiam, Da'if, Rabiam, Ayana, Rabiam, Sabalanwaf, Rabiam, Amawan, Rabiam, Rabiam, Ahabiam, Rabiam, Agana, Wakhanaya, Wasalat, Ho, Kata Yemnawa, La Akim, Wayasha Allah, Damyad, Ayulam, Basham, Yahaushai, Dawada, Aman. Walk on this prayer. Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Barak Nawa, Wayasha Allah, Bafi Sapayim, Shama, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Allah Inawa, Yahweh, Achad. English translation for both. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please listen to us now, right now. Send Michael and the righteous powers and angels to watch over, bless, heal, protect, and make strong the children of Israel. And send to us much wisdom, much understanding, much patience, much faith, much love, much brotherhood, much love. Much brotherhood, much love, much spiritual protection, and forgive us all our sins for the brothers and sisters in Israel, always and forever in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. And the four corners prayer read, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us in the house of books, school. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our power is one Lord. All right, brothers, circle up. And have a blessed week. Yasha Allah. Shalom.
Shalom.
So,
Read it.